Okay, this is a game between 4K Kaiko and AT Intox. He's using the name Treetox for whatever reason. It's his new account on the Europe ladder, and this is Kaiko's new account since he's joined my clan. I'm just going to pause the game at the beginning. 6 seconds has elapsed, so if you want to quickly sync up and we can get going. 6 seconds, unpausing, and now. So, Night Elf, left hand side, and Kaiko on the right hand side with his human. Now these are both race only users. Intox is only a Night Elf player and Kaiko is only a human player, and as you are well aware, Intox won the CPL championships. He won about €3,000 I think at that, and he's very well known for exploiting Talons and also Ancients of War. He probably was one of the first to do it, well, every single game nearly, so we're going to see that kind of build from Intox here. Quick expansion, Ancients of Wind, Talon build. But we're going to focus here on Kaiko's build because Kaiko is the one that has to deal with this very abusive strategy, and he's going his standard Archmage first, and he also repaired that altar, and I think you've seen that quite a lot recently with the human players repairing the altar quite a bit at the beginning of the game. It just lets their Archmage get out slightly quicker, allows them to creep their expansion very fast and start that quick expansion, which is now very common for the human player. The reason for repairing the altar for the Archmage as well, getting that early expansion up and started quicker, allows it to finish quicker, which means the harassment of a demon hunter, which sometimes comes, not always, but sometimes, it's not as effective because the expansion will be complete or very nearly complete. So here we go, we're going to see that quick expansion starting now. Militia starting. 4 militia, very standard, pulling them back to the cliff as usual. Now, Intox, he will be doing a quick expansion as well. He's just waiting for his lumber. There you go, Tree of Life started at the top of his ramp. Very strange position for him to start the Tree of Life. I've actually no idea why he's starting it that far back. Maybe he's worried about something, but I can't think what. Maybe he's worried about the farm being started at the bottom of the ramp and waking up the creeps. That truly never worries me because you just simply portal the demon hunter back or just run the demon hunter back. You know, you can see it coming a mile away. I can nearly always defend it. So he's quickly creeping the priest. He's making a mistake here. He's got immolation on, but it's only touching 2 of the creeps when he started that. Not the best play there by Intox.
Forces are under attack.
And Kaiko repairing his town hall with 4 militia. 4 peasants now, sorry. So he's level 2. Intox did not get a Tome of Experience there. And he got actually quite a good item in the early game. The Cloak of Shadows. And again, well, he's not using immolation here, so he's alright. Let's see what item he gets here from this priest. He gets a Tome of Intelligence there. He's used it straight away. And as you can see, his Demon Hunter is about to die, but he's being brave, knowing that if he kills that second creep he'll go up a level and thus get a 50 hit point boost, and that will stop him from dying. Little things like that do help you, you know, maybe some lesser players would have ran away thinking they would die, but in fact he knew perfectly well he would jump an experience level. So repairing at the fountain his health. Now he's got the Cloak of Shadows. Now at this point, if he was quick, he would have woken up those creeps and maybe it caused Kaiko some problems, but he obviously wasn't looking there. So Kaiko just out creeping. This is very standard for the human players, got to creep. Now if you quick look at Kaiko's base, 3 militia are leaving. Now, Kaiko is very aware of how Intox plays. He knows he does a quick expansion, he knows he abuses Talons, and he knows exactly the ins and outs of Intox's game. So what he's doing here, and he's actually done this against me in a few practice games, he's done this militia build, which allows him to tear his opponent's base off of a quick expansion. So this is what you're seeing here. As you can see, he's still Town Hall, so this is all being played out for to get these towers up very quickly. So he's got that economy to actually do it. So there's the militia, the peasants now. He's going to the expansion, but he should have been probably better going to the main. I think he will go to the main here. Nope, he is actually tearing the expansion. I think it's definitely more preferable to tear the main. Tearing the expansion just... it's a waste of time, what's the point? You just uproot the tree and run it away and expand somewhere else, who gives a crap? You're going to waste more resources and towers than he's wasted in building a tree of life. It's just simply not a big deal. I think it's much better and definitely more worrying as a Night Elf player to have your main towered. Very, very scary. So here we are, Kaiko doing very good play, running away from that immolation, making the Demon Hunter waste a crap load of his mana, nearly all of it. And he's keeping his mage out of range of the Demon Hunter and the Priestess of the Moon. I always get a Keeper of the Grove versus a human player for this exact reason, because Priestess, it's because of this early game he can struggle versus these towers, and Keeper of the Grove definitely helps you keep alive. You can nearly always kill the mage in this kind of situation if you've got a Keeper of the Grove in your army. Priestess of the Moon, pretty useless. Very, very good later on, obviously, you know, with the aura, but early game is very important as well. So he's targeting constructing buildings, Ancient of Winds. Now, I could focus on the Night Elf player and tell you what he should be doing. Well, he should actually be building Ancients of War, as many as he possibly can. He's got a lot of wood, he's got enough resources, like for instance that Wisp at his expansion. He should be rallying that up to the top and starting Ancients of War. Start Ancients of War everywhere, start them outside your base, start them at choke points, just get them built. Otherwise you get into extreme difficulty. That's the first thing I do now, is just start Ancients of War everywhere. If people are building towers in my base, I'm going to abuse Ancients of War like crazy. And that is exactly what Intox should be doing. He's just not going hardcore enough at it. In fact, he's still only got one going up. If he had started 2 Ancients of War, 3 Ancients of War right now, he would not get into the situation he gets into a bit later. So the mage, very skillfully retreated there, close to dying. So he's done kind of some of the right things here in Tots. He's killed all the peasants so they can't repair the towers and stuff, but he just isn't starting enough of those Ancients of War. He's actually building Ancient of Wind, come on. Either he hasn't faced this towering too much, or he isn't that experienced in being tower rustless, because he isn't doing really the right thing here. I mean, he is researching Nature's Blessing, which is exactly what he should be doing, but he should also be starting many, many more Ancients of the War. As you can see, he's building buildings in very strange places where Kaiko is just targeting them.